So I guess I had an epiphany today when I was at the gym. I've had such a struggle with working out in my life, and some periods of time I'm really into it, other periods I'm not, and I go through this cycle of of exercising, and I'm really trying to be committed this time because it's the one thing in life that I probably put off the most, and so I think that it's probably the one thing that I need to focus on because it's the one thing that I've had such an up and down with over the course of my life that it's probably the one thing that if I succeed in that, I feel like it'll help me unlock some knowledge about myself. So anyway, I was at the gym today and I was just thinking like, what were the times when I was successful in gym and what were the times that I wasn't. And I think I realized something. I realized what a good gym is and what somebody should look for in a gym. I don't think I answered the question that I started to ask myself, but I did realize what constitutes a good gym. And for me, a good gym is the gym that you feel like you don't belong in. And that's why I don't think Planet Fitness is a good gym, because everybody belongs there. I don't think that's a good gym. That's not why you go to the gym. You go to the gym, it's like this. And this is when I realized it. I was looking around the gym and I realized, I was like, there's mirrors all over this place. And at first I was like, well, yeah, that's probably so, you can check your form and things like that. That's probably the justification, but I think there's a deeper meaning to why there's mirrors in the gym. It's so no matter where you turn when you're there, you can't look away from reality. And you're constantly, you look this way, there you are. You look to the right, there you are. You see yourself from every angle. And that's why I think you have to go to the gym where you feel like you don't belong, because the gym is a place where you're constantly confronted with an ideal. And so if you go to the gym that has all the really, really strong, the people who are in great shape and things like that, that's where you want to be, because there's two mirrors in that gym. There's the mirror where you're going to look to check your form, and there's also the ideal, which is what you're aiming to shoot for. So that was just an idea that I had today, and I really like it. I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good conceptualization of what you're in the gym to do. You're in the gym to focus on an ideal of a better you, and that's why you shouldn't go to Planet Fitness, I guess. And second thought to this, I think that goes for life too. I think in life, the place where you choose to go to work and to better yourself has to be the place that's going to hold up the mirror to you and who's going to challenge your ideal, and you're going to be surrounded by the people that are your ideal. I think that's a key thing. I think gyms get it right in that sense. I think gyms are great in that way. And it's funny, I hear a lot of people say like, oh, I don't like going to the gym. That's why Planet Fitness is a thing. It's because they built a whole brand around the idea that people don't want to go to the gym because they have like a thing called a lunk alarm, right? And I think that defeats the purpose. I think I was a member at Planet Fitness, and you go to Planet Fitness and there's a few people who are in shape there, but it's not the majority of them. The majority of the people at Planet Fitness aren't in shape, and it's because they're there because they're afraid to see the ideal. They're afraid to look in the mirror. And there's not a lot of mirrors in Planet Fitness. It's a very psychological thing that Planet Fitness is. I would avoid that place, and I would go to the dirty, seedy gym in the bad part of town, because that's where you're going to grow the most as a person and as a weightlifter or a bodybuilder or whatever. The one time where I feel like I probably did make the most progress in the gym was, well, there was two. One was when I was at this really crappy community center in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and the other time was when I was all by myself in the middle of the park, and that's because they presented different things. In one way, I was surrounded by mirrors in the community center, and in another way, there was no mirror at all, and so I really had to focus on just me and what I was doing in that moment alone. So I guess it could go both ways, but I think if you are a person who wants to go to the gym, go to one that has a lot of mirrors, literal and figurative. Thanks. If you like this content, subscribe to my channel.